Hello everyone, welcome back to CIS 2321, System Analysis and Design. We are on Chapter 4 already. One of the activity that you need to complete for this chapter or for this lesson is to answer colonial movers. It's like a mini case, but you have four questions to answer. So I am going to give you a couple of feedback suggestions on how you will be able to answer, those four questions. So again, the background of this case is you're the manager into a regional moving company that recently merged with a major competitor. So the president asked you to prepare some requirements for the new information system to support the combined company. So first, it was asking you, should employees be involved in developing the system? Okay. And if so, should be their role. Now, users have a vital stake in an information system, and to be honest, they should be able to participate fully when it comes to the development process because the success of any system should always give focus when it comes to how to make it really user oriented and how the users are actually being involved when it comes to any new information system, may it be formally or informally, in any, or should I say at every stage of system development. Okay, so that's just my take. I want you to expand your answer when it comes to involvement, when it comes to a new system. Second is what types of system requirements will you focus on? And you need to expand one by one. So one of the checklists that you should be providing for system outputs, inputs, processes, performance and controls, and some of the examples can be, let's say, how would the system track each move and how each item be moved as well. The data can actually include the location, the date, the time, condition, and some special handling issues. So this data will be accessible on the company intranet. I'm thinking about an intranet at all company locations. So it's asking you different types of system requirements that you really need to focus. So you need to think about the outputs, inputs, processes, the performance itself, and the control. So when you look at the chapter, you would see those examples, those system requirements that I mentioned. Now, talking about input, maybe it can be automated, right? Maybe a barcode. Um, would be great input whenever possible. Document items and they're conditional by having some sort of an RFID method. So when you read this chapter, you would see some of those suggestions as well. Regarding processes, it has to be as user friendly as it should be. System must interface with maybe the company employees, with let's say their driver, right? Because it's a moving company, moving equipment suppliers, their operators, and things like that. Let's talk about performance that you should also be considering. System must use such standards for some measurable tasks so that the performance can be evaluated and improved as necessary. Okay, so you can expand performance. Maybe they can use some benchmarks and all that. One important requirement that you need to also focus with controls. Okay, goods in specific high value categories will be checked and documented according to, let's say, a special routine. So I hope that helps you explain, the second requirement or the second question, should I say. Okay. Now, how about the third one? You decide to conduct a series of JAD sessions. So first things first, you should know what JAD is, okay? Joint Application Development. You need to prepare for a memo to participants and you need to include for a detailed plan, okay? First things first, your memo has to explain the JAD process. You need to stress the idea of team-based efforts and the goals. So some of the issues that you can actually consider, and please expand those. Location, the roles itself, including, the JAD participants, such as what? Project leader, different levels of management, users, ID staff, and recorder. You have a table on this chapter that, you can check a page 106 that describes typical roles for each of the participants, right? So you can really expand that. What else? Number four, what fact-finding methods could you use to collect information from employees at Colonial Movers? Suggest three methods and explain the pros and the cons of each. So make sure that you are emphasizing the advantages and disadvantages. Okay? So interviewing or interview fact-finding method will always be a good option for you to consider because it is a very interactive process. Okay, so the systems analyst can actually listen carefully, evaluate the response right away, and the best part of that is you can actually do a follow-up question. Okay, and you can add on. That's just one thing that I can input when it comes to answering this. Maybe document review can also help you understand the current system is supposed to work. Observation, you could also use observation, surveys, and questionnaires to be able to obtain input from a large number of people by maybe asking like a standard question, and you can have the results to be tabulated and analyzed. Sampling can also be one, and maybe research, right? Because it gives you background information, some of the technical material, and the news about IT industry trends and developments. So I hope you find my input useful to be able to research better when it comes to this many case that you need to answer. Keep in mind, make sure it's short and sweet. However, make sure that you target main points, okay, for you to be able to have a full credit with the case. I will see you soon with my next input with our future cases. You have a great day ahead, everyone.